need to come back a little bit if we want to show off guitars.
What's that?
I'd go back even more because because guitars are going to be like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that because that gives everybody an opportunity to see what's happening. Hey everybody, what's happening? See, that's okay, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
It's
so
a little close.
huh? We'll scooch
Close.
over. Yeah.
Not on an airplane.
We'll scooch around there.
Not sitting in your lap.
All right. So, hey everybody who's here, we've got some cool stuff to show you guys tonight. Oh, hold on, let's fix the microphone.
There, I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah,
I think part of the problem is that your voice and my voice, when I normally talk, are very similar in timbre, but you overpower me. Timbre?
I think it's timbre, I believe.
Sure.
I thought it was timbre for a while, and then I was told to look it up, and I think it's timbre. Anyhow, so thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We've got some cool stuff, like I said, to show you off tonight, and it's about time to get the weekend on. But man, dude, we have to have a workshop or something soon.
So we can clean the shop?
No, because I'm tired. I need to watch other guys do work.
Yeah, we need to road crew.
I'm beat up, man.
Yeah, stand there and hold a sign and go.
Yeah, my boss is a prick, and he's
Over
constantly telling me what to do and making me work harder. So yeah. Anyway. But it's time to be done.
It is.
So all right, we got everything we're gonna
forward to it. Yep.
To be done with being done, you mean?
No, to the weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to not being here.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So yesterday we told you guys that our reveal today was going to be kind of a sneak preview of what we will be doing, what we will be exhibiting at the $400 guitar building contest event on August 5th at Odyssey Beer Works, the great American Beer Works. Jam Jimmy's going to be there. He's going to be judging. Brian Duncan's going to be there. He's going to be judging. I think we're going to get Anthony to come out and judge. Mike Learn's going to come by and judge like he did last year. I think that if you have sent in your, let me come to this event, but haven't sent in your money yet, I think Joy sent out emails to everybody today. And if not, you will probably be getting one soon. So, Chris, we need to thank Corey Forgrave for coming over today. He did exactly the thing that we love to have happen.
Uh-huh.
He made an appointment to come over.
Uh-huh.
He came over when he said he was going to come over.
Uh-huh.
He brought food.
Uh-huh.
And he paid us money.
Yep.
I mean, what more can you?
He stayed for an hour.
Yeah.
And then he said, you guys should get back to work.
Yeah. Corey. So thank you to Corey for coming over and hanging out with us today. That was super cool.
Yep. And we got our meat on.
Yeah. He brought over some barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it was good. And my hands still sort of smell like it.
Yeah, mine too, but I'm not.
Even though I've washed them.
Okay. Hey, so where do you want to start this whole thing off, Chris?
I don't know. Let's, I guess, just dive in.
Okay.
So
I have more things to show than you do because you still have something in paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea of this is that you come up with something, I come up with something separate of one another. You know, normally we talk about stuff and kind of tag team when it comes to new ideas. That's not necessarily what happened this time.
But the fact is that we did do a little bit of that.
A little bit. Well, yeah, I mean, we sort of helped each other out a little bit here and there, but the main idea was yours and mine.
Yeah. Now, the reason that we came up with the whole $400 guitar building contest thing in the first place was one of the very first things that you and I did was a $400 guitar building contest that Doug Cower put on. It wasn't but it was early on.
Yeah, this was 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the very first things that you and I did together was in terms of guitar building was Doug Cower at Cower Guitars had a thing where you could build a guitar and he would give you, I forget what the prize was. Anyway, the point of the exercise was you had to build a guitar and you couldn't spend more than $400 and had to have all these criteria, whatever. So we came up with our own contest last year. And then this year we added the $400 wrinkle. Next year, it's not going to be $400. It's going to be something different. So the emphasis was going to be on getting creative with a ceiling for parts and materials at $400. Labor is free, right?
Yes.
So, could you go to Mike Learn and get a $10,000 paint job on your guitar?
No.
I mean, it's just labor. It's not materials.
But I guess so.
I mean, I think technically you could.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know why you would do that to win, $2,000 or whatever it is. But maybe some people, yeah. So, what I suggested to you was that, you and I had some other criteria too.
For the pro category.
Yes, it had to be something we've never done. We didn't have stuff in the shop. We didn't have a template in the shop for.
Yeah. Yep. And it has to have a case.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have cases.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole case thing. All right, anyway.
Plus, we're not really getting judged. We're just showing off.
We're just showing stuff off. So, yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe we're getting judged.
I'm sure we'll be getting judged. Yeah.
Go,
by somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to judge us, I'm sure.
Put ours in the middle.
Of
everything.
Well, so what I decided I wanted to do was I wanted to build an acoustic guitar. So I bought a bunch of tools for acoustic guitar building. The fact of the matter is I kind of ran out of time to do a full-on acoustic. Then we did that 335 project with Stuart McDonald. And I thought, this is fun. What if I do something that's sort of because a 335 has bent sides. So what if I did something with a block down the middle and made it kind of 335? So one of my first prototypes, I made a bunch of these. One of my first prototypes was this one. Now, it's funny, without the top on it, I loved the shape. As soon as the top got on it, I'm like, I hate that. But you guys can see what this is here. This is a bent side acoustic style guitar with a block down the center, a la a 335. And it doesn't have a back on it because I decided to not finish this one. But yeah, it's got curved lining and it's got bent sides, and this one has a maple top and mahogany sides. This one would probably have had a mahogany back had I liked the shape. I also went ahead. I had a neck for it, but I retrofitted that neck onto another guitar. You'll notice this was cut for a Charlie Christian pickup because I think something like this would be a very cool host for a Charlie Christian pickup. Now, the downside to that is Charlie Christian pickups more than half of the budget for this guitar. So that was right out. But I had a lot of fun, so we bent the sides on this and but I hated the body shape. Mm-hmm. So you helped me make a new fixture for the side bending.
Yeah, so we made outlines on the CNC machine. We started with a body shape, a fairly traditional body shape, and made it longer and wider and squattier and and blah, blah, blah. I think we made 4 of them until we came up with one that we really, really liked.
Yeah.
And then we decided, okay, now we're going to make side bending jig templates, and we based on the one that we liked.
So what I came up with was, so this fits in with the $400 budget, but this is the guitar that I built, and it's not finished yet. This is it needs paint still. It's
right now it's in sealer.
It's in sealer. It's ready to be scuffed back and get paint.
Yep.
So I went with a maple top and back with maple sides that are bent, and it's the same construction that I showed you guys before.
It's the same block.
Same engineered block, and this one has a mahogany neck. It's set into the body. It's got neck binding and it's got body binding on both sides. You almost can't see that though because the binding is the same color as the maple.
Yeah.
So once we get the paint on here, this will have a
once you get the paint
that's right.
on
Once
there.
I get the paint on here. So yeah, that's the other thing. I'm going to be doing all the paint work on this. And once I get the paint on there, you'll be able to see the binding. The binding will pop a little more. So I went with a Nashville Tune-O-Matic in the for the bridge with this this cool trapeze, and I went with a P90 pickup. This has neck binding. It's got the those kind of Gibson little nubs on there, and it's got a standard Texas toast neck. So it's a little it's big for compared to what like an acoustic would be because it joins the body at the 16th fret rather than joining the body at the 14th fret. I went with a my jack is a regular acoustic end pin jack style, and that kind of holds this trapeze in place. The trapeze is double stick tape to the top so it doesn't flop around, but it's your standard trapeze. And I can't decide if I want to put controls on it or not. I probably ought to. I can't decide if I want to put an F-hole on it or not. I don't know. I mean, I still have time. I don't have that much time, though. I can tell you what, if I do put F-holes on it, I'm not going to bind them. So I probably will just go ahead and leave this one as is. But yeah, so this was a fun project. And I showed this off to Richard Ryan, who came in yesterday. And what's the first thing he said when he saw this?
I don't remember.
He said, "Wow, that's cool. You should do one with a Charlie Christian pickup." Well, funny you should ask, because I actually have done one with the Charlie Christian pickup. Now, this one is not finished yet. It's a maple top. Man, the maple is kind of affecting the white balance of the camera. Mm-hmm. But this has a Charlie Christian pickup slot. This has rosewood back and sides with a mahogany neck. And it's the same exact neck joining the body at the 16th fret, bound body with the nubs, but you can see what the binding kind of looks like there. You can kind of see. So, so this will be exactly the same trapeze tailpiece, Tune-O-Matic bridge with the with the end pin jack, and but the pickup on this puts it over the $400 mark in conjunction with the rosewood and all the other stuff. There's no way I could come in under $400.
You can't spend $200 on a pickup.
No.
$400 contest.
No.
You can.
So that is why I didn't go. Now, you could do this with, you could probably get close, but there's no way in hell you could do rosewood back and sides.
Yeah.
And a Charlie
cheaped out on tuners and a lot less bridge.
Yeah. So what I did here was I saved a bunch of money by just using a standard P90 and maple, because maple is less than half the money of for back and sides than rosewood. Uh-huh. But I love this idea, and I think I'd like to see what it looks like with a maple top and mahogany back and actual. Hey, stop picking.
It's got tape on it.
Okay, but I know you like to pick at stuff, though.
No, I was getting the tape out.
So this is the one that I built. What do you think, Chris?
I like it.
I mean, you were there for most of the.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see these things finished up.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting.
So I think this would be like this. Like if you're a blues guy, man, this could be a really cool guitar. It weighs like 4 pounds. It's an acoustic, so it's super, super light.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a couple of moments to review the comment section here, okay, Chris, and then let's show off what all the good stuff that you've been working on. Brian Duncan wants to know, does it have fret nubs? Yes, Brian, it does. Grudgemeyer says sold for $400. I'm sorry, sir. The contest was to spend no more than $400, not to sell them. A lot of people are saying I'll give you $400 for it. Shark Air says we should have a bidding war. I don't know if you remember, Chris, but the original plan for this was going to be that we would auction off these guitars, and that would be how people decided, or how it was decided that these guitars would be the winner
category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not selling that guitar for $400 though. So lots of people talking about, I can't get over the, like, hey, it looks like this. Just stop saying it looks like something. Just tell me that, tell me that you either like it or don't. Don't try to tell me that it's, it looks like something that you've seen already. I'm not,
of course it looks
that
like
does not impress me. Yeah.
Of course it looks like something. It looks like a guitar.
Paul McNary says possible future class idea. I don't, maybe.
The bent side thing takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Even if you just have to do once and cut it in half, do both of them at the same time.
But yeah, there's
lots of,
we'd have to have enough molds for everybody. And it is possible, but I think you've got something that might also be a cool workshop idea that would take just as much time. Yeah, so
it would.
Van Shank Guitar sent us a super chat and he says, love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Todd, for loving it as well. Jim says definitely needs an F-hole. The guitar you make can absolutely have one. Lauren Court, man, you missed a lot, Lauren. We're talking about guitars that we're going to be entering into or really displaying in the $400 guitar building contest, because the guitars that Chris and I made and are still making will not be judged as part of that contest. They are not eligible to win the money, et cetera, et cetera. So Chris, why don't you talk about what you have going on?
So as it turns out, you and I kind of came up with similar ideas, different approaches to similar ideas. The guitar that I decided to make, our friend Jam Jimmy was gifted an old guitar last year and brought it in, and we did a little bit of fix up on it, and then he took it out and played it. And it was a guitar that I'd had several years ago. I had one as well, and they're
and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one, and it's an old Harmony guitar. The one I had was sold by Montgomery Ward's under Airline. His actually says Harmony on it, but they're pretty neat guitars, but they're really cheap.
Okay.
And they got chunky necks and all of this. And at the time I was like, this would be a fun guitar to make a better version of.
I remember when Jim brought that in, you and I kind of chit-chatted about that.
Yeah.
What would it be like
to played around with stuff like that before. And so when the idea came around that I have to make something that I don't have any templates for, that was the one that I decided to do. And I was going to get Jim's and I was going to trace it and do it all old school. And I thought, well, I'll challenge myself to see if I can do it, a bunch of it on the CNC machine.
Okay. So you did all the CAD work.
So I did all the CAD work. Yeah. I took a picture of one that I looked up on the Google machine, the straightest shot of the guitar that I wanted.
Okay.
I resized it. I redrew it, and then proceeded to draw everything out. Made, I would say, 95% of the body.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And cut the outline of the neck on it, and did as much stuff as I could do on the CNC machine. Really pushed myself.
Now, people need to realize that our CNC machine is used to make templates and do inlay, and that's it.
Yeah.
We do not have 3D carving capabilities or anything like that.
It does. I don't.
But
anyway,
does it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'd have to buy some stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is what I made. It's based on a 1960 Harmony H45.
Okay, man, the glare from the sealer is really excellent.
Yeah, and so the originals were assembled a lot like Matt's.
Bent sides.
Bent sides. I think mostly poplar though.
I'm not sure what the sides were, but the neck was poplar.
The neck was poplar. It had a maple veneer. But anyway, this one is hollow, but I hollowed it out of a solid chunk of maple. And I made two of these. The other one has a ash back and then a maple top.
So it's, how hollow is it?
So this is about 1 3/4. It's got a 1/4 inch top and a 1/4 inch base in there. So it's 1 1/4 inch. And it's got 3/10 of an inch all the way around, except for where I needed reinforcement. It's a little bit thicker here, and it's got a block here. So it's completely hollow here. It's got a block here. It's really hollow, and it's really, really light.
Yeah. What does it weigh in at? Like,
I don't know.
Just at about 5 or something?
Yeah, I didn't weigh it yet, but it's super light.
Jeffrey Egan says, I dig the pickup. RVA Guitar says,
so
nice.
This is
Lauren Court says, fantastic. Chris Hendricks says, oh man, another stunner. Sean Joint says, that's badass too. Michael says, it's badass too. Blackjack guitar, awesome, Chris, love it.
Yep. So this is a surface mount.
How come when I was showing off mine, you didn't read off all the things?
Because I can't see that far.
Okay,
sorry. So surface mount. The original ones had
Brian. Brian Duncan says, I'd almost think you guys did this for a living and sent us $6. Doug Santiago says, sold. Peter Davenport says, you guys are the best. Dan says, beauty, Chris. Ed Dupree says, how freaking cool. I actually really, really like yours quite a bit.
Well, thanks.
I think I might even like it more than mine.
The funny, when I do stuff like this, I get really, really nerdy about it and do stuff just because the originals looked like that.
Yeah.
So the pick guard is actually white acrylic, which is a total pain in the ass to work with. The originals had a wood bridge. The other guitar that I'm going to assemble during this, because we had enough wood to almost build 2, so why the heck not? So one of them was the prototype, and then this is the one that I did second. So I'm going to use the wood bridge on the other one. It's got a different pickup because this pickup is kind of expensive.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go out and buy another one of these.
So
the other one's got a humbucker in it.
It's so how many prototypes you went through? You had like 3 necks, a couple bodies. I had 2 necks. I reused necks that I did for bodies that I'm not using. And
I screwed up one of the necks. Which I'm bummed out about.
But that's just kind of the way this goes when you, when you're doing, when you're starting from nothing, I think it's not unheard of to just go ahead and force the thing that you're working on to become a guitar. But sometimes it's also good to do a couple of them because it's look at that. That's nice wood there.
Yeah. It's bolt-on neck. Really, really simple construction in the overall world of guitar construction. And that was one of the things that I kind of want. A cheap guitar shouldn't have cheap construction, but it should be easy to construct.
Now, why do you
like there's something loose on it?
Why do you think Harmony used the construction method that they did? And do you think there's any reason to use that bent side construction?
I think they used it because they were predominantly an acoustic guitar company.
They had all the
electrics came out, and they were good at making that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tremendous waste of wood.
It is. Yeah. It's stunning how much. Yeah.
Guitars.
Brian wants to know if it's semi-hollow. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's not semi-hollow.
It's got
hollow.
A block here, and it's got a block around the neck, and then it's got enough that you can glue a top on. It's got some reinforcement here for the strap button and the tail piece, and it's a little bit thicker right here for a strap button. But other than that, it's 3/10 of an inch of glue surface all the way around. So it's actually lighter than I thought it was going to be.
Because you used this is soft maple.
Yeah,
I was there when we bought it. So
but it's still not. Maple's never as light as some other woods. And then I used the world's heaviest piece of ash, and it's actually pretty light too.
It lightened up quite a bit. SS wants to know what we're going to name that Texas Toast model.
This one?
Yep.
I don't know.
The more on this that you did, the more I liked it, and the more I investigated some other things that are that I think this could be a competitive option. For you guys might know them as well. Chris Hendricks sent us a super chat, says, gorgeous guitars, fellas. Not really. Fantastic. What colors are you going to go with? So let's get them both out here and let's talk a little bit about colors that we're thinking about.
I don't really want to say because that's going to sort of spoil everything.
Why is that?
Well, I guess it won't.
So Okay, I'm thinking that because my guitar, the binding is cream, and you can't see it. I'm thinking that I want to go with something that looks old school. So I'm thinking, and plus it's me, so I'm thinking Tobacco Burst. And the whole idea is that this is a guitar that I think would be very at home. If like Robert Johnson was playing it, or even though the pickup came way before Robert Johnson, or one of those guys, lots of slide and lots of stuff like that. I think something in a Tobacco Burst would be cool. So the other thing that let's point out that you came up with a different headstock. So
Yes.
you did. I'm going to use your shirt as a backer. You did not use the Texas Toast headstock. You went with a different. Let's show that off a little bit.
So mine is one of the reasons that I used a different headstock was this headstock will not fit on this neck on the CNC machine. This neck is 20 frets. That's basically it. Yeah, 20 frets. It's way shorter. It's 23.75 from tip to tail.
Yeah.
The maximum we can do on the CNC in a straight, our table is 24 by 24.
Okay.
So if I angle stuff, I can do it longer, but it's a lot more work for me to set up jigs and do all that kind of stuff. So I just based it around 24-inch guitar. I originally wasn't going to do. I was just going to make a template for the neck, and then do the headstock, on its own. And then I figured out, I can actually make this thing work on the CNC. I'm going to cut out as much of the neck as I can on the CNC. So
let me ask. I have a question for you, Chris.
Okay.
Do you think I should go with a pick? I like the way that your pick guard kind of sets it off. I think a cream pick guard would look cool on this. One of those kind of stood off from the body jobs.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. The reason for this pick guard is because there's a giant hole right here.
Yeah.
And everything just sort of plunks in together. But one of the things that I did, this is the first time I've ever done this, is I drilled all my holes in the body corresponding with the pick guard. So it just literally fell together.
Yeah.
I didn't have to line anything up. I just plopped it all in, drilled the bridge holes. Yeah. Did a bunch of stuff, which is pretty cool. I was pretty happy with the way, everything worked pretty darn well as far, and my drawing turned out pretty decent. I didn't make any templates or any cutouts.
Yeah, you did did a bunch of
kind of went for it,
like rapid prototyping. You didn't do any drawings or anything.
One and glued it together. When that looks good, let's do the other one. So it's I don't know. They're goofy little guitars.
So there's some questions floating around. Loring wants to know what scale length they are. Mine's 24 3/4.
That's what this one is as well.
Okay.
But this one joins at the 12th fret, very, very acoustic.
14th.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 14th fret. Yours joins at 16th.
16th fret, a la the Les Paul.
Les Paul and more electric kind of stuff. This is 20 fret. That's 22 fret. So
what I was able to do was utilize necks that I guess I did cheat a little bit because we had these neck templates.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I was fully planning on doing something like that as well.
Yeah. So I was able to use the necks that come off or that we use for almost everything. Use the neck pocket route and but where I departed ways with how we normally go is bent sides and it's a box.
Yeah, so you learned a lot about bent sides.
And acoustic construction. So the other question is what are you going to go with for finish? People are saying deep burgundy or nothing or
it's going to definitely get some sort of burst. I've been looking at old harmonies and old harmony bursts, and they are pretty trashy. I don't want to do a trashy looking burst, but I do want to utilize some of the things they did. So there were a lot of red and black ones. I don't necessarily want to do red and black. A lot of the red and black ones, the red faded out of them, so now they're yellow and black.
Yeah, that's right. Jim's is like
fun.
that. Yeah.
There was a time when I was going to do this in lacquer, and then I was going to check it and try and pass it off as like a real 50s guitar, 60s guitar, but that's not going to happen. I don't have.
Doug Santiago says he wants that guitar.
Yeah. Well, good.
Well,
So we'll see. It'll be something really cool, but I also want to make it sort of period correct.
Daryl Hazelwood asks, are they flat neck pockets or angled necks? Okay, so Daryl, I don't know if you remember when you were here, but all of our neck pockets are flat. Every single one of them. Some of the necks have an angle built into the neck.
Yeah.
So this one has a neck angle built into it. It's 2.5 degrees.
Okay.
You have any neck angle?
Nope, this is
dead flat. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And that's because of the original construction of these guitars.
Okay.
Yeah. And we were talking about this yesterday, and I don't know if you can see, there's a fair amount of neck sticking out of there. You know, and that's that's the reason that I use this bridge, is this is the lowest version of a tune-o-matic that you can get. There's no cups, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
So if I needed to make it lower, I could grind on it. But yeah, there's a fair amount of neck sticking out there.
Yep.
If I was doing this as a real Texas toast thing, I'd angle the neck a little bit. I'd angle the neck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And tighten that up some and give myself a little bit more room to work.
Chris Hendricks, who obviously loves Paul Reed Smith, says it should be a blue, transparent blue. We've been talking about that all day because anytime you get flame or quilt, someone says transparent blue.
Yeah. This was just like off the shelf wood. I mean, we went into the place and went, oh, that looks nice. Oh, there's big chunk of it. Okay, let's take that.
All right, Chris, let's get ready to wrap this up. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
If you were going to rebuild mine, how would you do it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I like the body shape. I think the construction technique is cool. It's a little labor intensive.
Very much so.
I think we would probably both do the same thing to each other's guitars. I think I would make that out of mahogany and use the CNC.
Oh, so not bend the sides.
Yeah.
You would take this shape and do like you did.
Yeah.
I would take yours and make it out of mahogany for the back with maple for the top. Do a rear route with no pick guard, and maybe do one with sans cutaway.
Okay.
I think that would be a neat thing to try.
Okay.
And Charlie Christian pickup.
Okay. So you would turn yours into mine, and I would turn mine into
yours.
That's
right.
Yours into mine. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I would still go with yours with the take a big chunk of wood and hog a bunch of stuff away.
Yeah. It seems wasteful, but really, if a big chunk of wood ends up as a guitar, no matter how much you take off it.
Yeah.
I guess that's okay, right?
I still love the bent sides and all the construction that goes along with it. So I'm going to be doing more of these.
Yeah.
It really does seem like maybe something needs to happen up here, and maybe some knobs. And I don't
knobs for sure.
I don't know if I want to do a I don't know if I want to put F-holes in here, but I probably ought to put something. You know, we talked about cat's eyes, mud flap girl, something like that.
Let's class it up with a mud flap.
Class it up a little bit. Yeah. But I don't know, maybe it's just going to be like this, and we'll see. So anyway, well, gang, we are ready to get our weekend on.
Talk about the giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Let's prizes.
Yeah, let's put this stuff away. So we did get yesterday we announced that we will be giving away a couple of prizes to the to entrance into the $400 guitar building Great American Guitar Building Contest. I got a little bit of slack, or got a little bit of grief from some people, and not just one guy, but a lot of people have said things like, well, you shouldn't give a prize away to the guy who comes in last, because no one's going to want to hear that they came in last. Well, sorry, but it's my contest. Now, and I kind of got a little bit snooty with one of the persons who sent me an email, and he was like, "Well, I didn't mean it like that," and I know he didn't mean it like that, but at the same time, I'm like, it's my contest, and if you start a contest, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? The reason that I'm doing this is because I want to do it the way I want to. I don't care if somebody else doesn't like it or wants to do it differently. I encourage it. However, it's my prize to give away, and speaking of which, it's a significant prize. It's $1,500 worth of stuff. Now, if somebody decides, you know what, if I win that, I don't want to be, told that I don't want it to be announced. Well, that's tough. because it's my contest, and that's what I'm going to do. You had an interesting take on that, Chris.
Yeah, in the Tour de France, they give away an award called Lantern Rouge, which is the last place finisher. Key is finisher.
Yeah.
They still finished the race. They still raced for 30 days. They just happened to be the guy that crossed, that had the slowest time over the whole thing. But they still finished.
How many people can say
the guy that crashes out on the first day or the guy that quits halfway in?
Let me ask you this, Chris. How many people that are alive today can say they finished the Tour de France?
Not a lot.
Not very many. That's right.
So while it's it's not necessarily a prestigious award, but it is a congratulations for sucking it up and suffering through it, because that's usually the guy that wins that award. Is it's a guy on a team, and he suffers for the team and gives his all so that somebody else can do really well.
If you were the last person on the moon, would you be bummed out if someone said, "Oh, you were the last person of the lame." Yeah, I was. Well, yeah, I've been to the moon. Where have you been?
The other thing, we talked about this at lunch. I have a feeling that the contest is going to be pretty tight, and the loser, the scoring will be very, very close.
Yeah. And
I wouldn't be surprised that the person that comes in last by
a point or two,
1 to 5 points. Yeah. And I think, it's like 150 point thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're going to score 10 points and everybody else is going to score 150.
Yeah. But we've got some other cool prizes too. For example, we've got some pickups from Fireside Pickups. You hold that one up. I'll hold this one up. So these are a Strat set of pickups, and they are the bobbins are. This one looks to be Purple Heart. What do you got there?
Look like they are. They might be walnut.
Oh, you know what? I think those might be zebra wood, sir.
You think?
I think they might be.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is
our look more like zebra than the front.
Our latest sponsor to the event is Fireside Pickups. Fireside Pickups. These are prizes that will be awarded during the thing. There'll probably be some other prizes too, but so that ain't bad, right?
Yep.
Not to mention the winner will get all the money, and everybody will get $100 worth of pickups from Steve at Maximum Guitar Works and 40% off pickups from Dylan Pickups. I mean, and we also have 9 pounds of peanut butter to give to somebody.
Yeah, there might be a lot of peanut butter getting given away.
And one person will win a $1,500 workshop, and one person will win the $250 online workshop that we are working on right now. By the way, I am super excited about the way that looks. So everybody who signed up for that, I think that's getting ready to go out, the first installment, along with the PDF instruction sheet that goes with it. It looks like a real thing. It's really nice. Not that the stuff we did originally wasn't nice, but this is like super, super cool. So anyway, gang, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us on Friday. Go out and get your weekend started. It's time to have a cold beer or whatever you're into, sit in the pool. Or maybe you've got a bunch of chores to do this weekend.
Maybe chase the dog.
Whatever. Yeah. So have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you soon for during the next whatever it is that we're doing. But thanks for hanging out with us, Chris. I like your guitar quite a bit.
I like your guitar.
Okay.
So
So there. All right, gang. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to everybody soon.